Welcome to the AI Autonomous Podcast, your ultimate destination for all things artificial intelligence. I'm your host, Sam Miyake, and on this show, we dive deep into the world of AI-driven processes. Whether you're a thought leader, industry expert, AI enthusiast, or just curious about the cutting-edge innovations shaping our world, you are in the right place. So, buckle up and get ready to embark on a journey into the future because the AI Autonomous Podcast starts now. The first question I would love to ask you is, how did you start your journey? How did you get started? I believe you've been working with AI for some time. And so just share with us how you started your journey, what inspired you. Probably you had an epiphany that, oh, wow, AI is going to be big in a few years. So let me pitch my tent. How did you start your journey, basically?
Let me start on a personal level. I'm someone who likes to build something in the easiest way possible. And I look for not shortcuts, but most efficient ways to make my tasks down. So I'm not really a fan of hard work, really, Well, I'm a fan of smart work. So I've really been exploring ways on my own personal level to look at how I can get this particular task done easily. I'm a visual designer. My background is in visual design. So I do a lot of UI design. I do a lot of graphic design, social media design also. I run my own agency. And when you're dealing with a startup, you have to combine a lot of roles. You have to be your own accountant. You have to be your own project manager. You have to be your own content writer. And, you have to put on a lot of caps. I'm sure you can relate to that. It can be overwhelming sometimes. And a lot of times you just have to find a way to get these things done because nobody really cares whether because you don't have this particular skill to add to your other skill. That's why you're not getting the results. But everybody wants to see your results and they want to know where you can achieve a particular task. And the industry is very unforgiving. You see some projects and you can obviously see that there's talent there, but then you look at the packaging and presentation and it doesn't really sell the project well. So as much as you're an entrepreneur, you have to be your own marketer. You have to be your own a lot of other things like that. So this is where I've been really looking at automation. For example, you have a client and you want to give them an invoice or something like that. It's not part of your design skills to write an invoice or something like that, but you have to learn how to do it. So those aspects are the areas where I've been exploring automation in my own personal life. The advent of ChatGPT really, really, really made everything way easier. Before you had to go to sites that were already programmed to, produce invoices, or you have to use a freelancing platform that provides you with the rigid details, and you have to use templates or you have to use forms and questionnaires and all of that. But with ChatGPT and AI, it just makes everything seamless nowadays. That's the beauty of AI. And that's the beauty of automation. So with my drive and my desire to make my own processes more efficient, I sought automation, and through that process, I came in contact with AI, and it's been an amazing journey.
You said you're a designer, you're a graphic designer, or you're from a graphic design background. And it's really exciting because I know many graphic designers and designers, creatives generally, they don't like the hard work. Yes, they always find the easiest way out of every problem. So now bringing the question back to our topic for the day, it's all about the AI-fused startup. For new startups now that are coming up, how can they leverage AI?
AI is actually very, very much important nowadays if you want to get stuff done quicker. So you're able to take your idea quickly from the realm of exploration and imagination to execution, which is really what you know how to do best. I mean, it's an all-encompassing aspect of of entrepreneurship if you involve AI, because it can affect virtually every aspect of your business. But the as good as AI is, some of us tend to project the ideas that we have from science fiction, Star Wars, from Dune, from all those sci-fi movies that, there's a magic entity that just one click button, you do the magic and then everything gets done. But really, that's not how AI works. So people feel like we have this problem, or I have this bland idea, or this idea that is not so plain. All I need to do is just to throw it in ChatGPT and I come out with the goods. No, that's not how it works. So the first thing that you need when you're trying to get started and get your startup started is to have a clear vision. You need to know exactly what you're trying to do. So if you don't have your clear vision, it's basic computer stuff, garbage in, garbage out. So if you're not really sure what you want to use AI to do, AI is pretty much business for you. So I think the question is asking what I'm going to advise.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then another thing to do is to plan. AI is not going to come and change the fundamental principles of running your business. So if we don't have a proper plan, don't have a clear idea, and don't have a proper structure already, I'm sorry to say that AI is pretty much going to be not so efficient for you. So businesses also have to have that proper plan and have exactly what they want to do in mind and let it be so clear. Also, you need to really invest in learning how to use AI. For example, there are so many people that go on ChatGPT and just load it with prompts, and you don't know what you need to do. You don't know how you need to do it, and ChatGPT keeps doing the same thing to give the next person. You can compare AI to the advent of literacy and the advent of using pen and paper to write. So it's a form of technology that if you not know how to apply it, it's pretty much doesn't change your life. So it's not a magic tool. It might appear to be and might be sensationalized as such, but really you have to understand the nitty-gritty and detail what you want to achieve with your business. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. What struck my attention was when you spoke about many people think AI is something straight out of Star Wars or Dune or something else, and it's just funny because in reality, that's not really what it is. There's a whole lot that it entails, and I love the fact that you said AI doesn't come to just completely take everything from your business. There's also that part of you planning your business and ensuring that you put in the right framework or infrastructure, place so that your business will run perfectly. AI is just here to smoothen the gears. Many of our listeners are founders, visionaries, and so on. Now, they're in diverse industries. Now, how would you advise them? Let's take an industry now. Let's say someone in healthcare. The person is in Africa, for example, and specifically in Nigeria. How do you advise someone who is a founder in the healthcare industry, for example? And how do you advise the person to leverage AI and to either scale their business or get started, or just to make their business more seamless?
There's a peculiar issue about Nigeria, and you have to understand the Nigerian market to be able to really sell anything to Nigeria. So there's a peculiar thing about Nigeria. Number one, we have a health system that is not doing so well. And then within that health system, there's poor infrastructure. Doctors are leaving every minute. Nurses are leaving every minute. You go to the hospital, you might not be able to see the doctor on time. So I've been part of some projects recently that involved the use of AI in teleconsultation and telemedicine to help see patients. One of the major problems that you have when you're trying to do anything that involves health and technology coming together is that the health sector is very, very conservative, and you find that um, a lot of ideas in tech can easily be absorbed into somewhere like fintech, but you find out that years after that, you're still having health sector lagging behind when there's available technology that can solve this problem. You probably have that problem as a founder to be able to convince people that, okay, can provide you with a doctor online. And I'm sure there are so many telemedicine startups now in Nigeria, and they're popping up everywhere. And the key problem that they have is trying to convince the population that you need to go to see a doctor if you have a runny nose. You can see a doctor over the phone or via video call and you'll still be fine. Well, how do you convince someone that has an insurance that's already promising that whatever you want, you can walk into the hospital and get it, and tell that person to abandon that and go for the less encompassing option of seeing a doctor over the phone? So that's an area that someone that's getting a startup will have an issue. So one of the major advantages is that you can use AI to automate those like you do with customer care services. You can use AI to automate patient inquiries. I think I might be giving somebody a cheat code now for their startup. You know, so yes, so you can have responsive AI, which ChatGPT does, and ChatGPT has API allowances that you can integrate into your app too. You can allow patients to ask questions or make inquiries on your app, and they are told that, okay, this is what you probably have. We need to see a doctor in person. Like, you have to go to the hospital right now. It's an emergency. AI has first point of inquiry, and using it in an automated way that doesn't take the place of a doctor, but also informs the patient about the urgency or lack of urgency of that particular situation that patient might be in. So that's a very key area that the startups in healthcare have to really explore, because it's going to really help to change it's really be a game changer with patients, doctor consultation, and getting to attend to patients via the modality of telemedicine.
All right. Thanks so much for your response. Second to the last question, yes. Yes. Now in Africa, there's a challenge we have about, I think I'll call it the information challenge. If you notice, there are some innovations that might have been used elsewhere on the planet, or in full use, but before they get to Africa, and there's this, thank God for the internet though. How do you think African leaders now can put in the right infrastructure in place so that it can be adopted as much as possible? Because Africa has a lot of problems and we need solutions. And I believe those solutions will come from innovators such as you. So how do you think African thought leaders, governmental organizations, and so on and so forth, how do you think they're going to bridge that information gap and make AI get adopted as fast as possible? And also so that the African continent will not miss out of the current trend.
Implementation of AI is cost efficient, yes, but it actually consumes a lot of funds in terms of the personnel you need to have, and the technologies that you need to, the parts of technologies that you need to adopt, and the equipment that you need to have, and level of knowledge, and the amount of budgets that you need to have before you really implement an AI technology. So I would say that we need to stop looking at our governments will really help us implement things like this, because the African setting in terms of governance is riddled with a lot of problems, a lot of fundamental issues that they are still battling. So it might be a little bit misguided to think that they will, readily adopt, in quotes, flimsy technology like AI, which, you might not be able to convince the average Nigerian that he needs AI in his life. So, like every technology that has really worked in Nigeria, you have to look at the private sector and innovators that can really look and discover the problem and bring up the solutions by themselves. So I think the bulk of the work will still fall on each and every one of us, because ChatGPT changed the game for AI. Before, AI was only available to highly skilled technicians that knew how to use the program and knew how to interact with the algorithm. But now AI is available to virtually everyone. AI is basically in everyone's palm now. You can access it just like you access the Google search. So we still have to look inwards and look at ourselves, because we are still ones that can look out for ourselves, because our government is still battling fundamental problems, and we cannot expect them to. There is a hierarchy of needs that we have to follow. So until we solve our fundamental problems, or our government solve our fundamental problems, we might not be able to even bring up the issue of AI. But of course, I'm not saying the government cannot or they will not. I'm not speaking. I'm just saying that we should not look at them. We should look at ourselves and what can you do on a daily basis using AI to make yourself better. So some people have used AI to improve their knowledge. They use to improve their businesses on a daily basis. Private companies use it on a daily basis to save costs and improve customer satisfaction and make their their companies better and increase the chances of getting an investment, or so those are the ways by which we can really use AI in Africa in the foreseeable future. But if a miracle happens and our government is able to find some kind of way to use AI to improve our lives, of course, one.
All right, that's interesting. I can't wait for that miracle to happen, So I have one rapid fire question for you. If you were to delete all the apps in your phone or phones, and then you have just an option to pick just 3 of them to keep, what apps would that be?
That's a very, very difficult one. I would probably remove all the apps that I can access via a browser or something. So I'll probably keep it's actually a very tough question. So I'll probably keep my phone app so that I can make some calls. I keep my browser obviously so that I can access other apps. And then maybe I'll have my file explorer so that I can access my my documents or something. Really, really tough question.
All right, that's fantastic. Thanks so much for your response.
Yeah.
There are some people I asked, I think they said they'll keep their money up first because
Yes.
money first, either their crypto wallet or their normal fiat currency.
Yeah, but it's okay. You can probably access these apps via browser.
Yes, very true. Very true. I think the browser choice is actually a very smart one because you can access almost every app on your browser. Yeah. Look, thanks so much, Mr. Obed, for coming. Thanks so much for the insights you've given us over here. Do you have any final lines you want to drop for us here?
Okay, yes. I'll just talk about my startup.ai once more. As much as we're projecting that process, we are going to be launching very soon, and we have a landing page that is already live. and I will encourage everybody to join our wait list so that once we go fully active, you'll be one of the first people that will know about it. So yes, and then we should all keep up the AI revolution. AI is not going to take your jobs. If you know how to use AI, AI is never going to take your job. Well,
All right. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for coming, Mr. Obed. I really appreciate you honoring this invitation and staying this long. Yeah, so you heard it, everybody. Visit mystartup.ai and you're going to get more details about what Mr. Obed said here. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Stay safe and God bless. Thanks for tuning in to another exciting episode of the AI Autonomous Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's discussion. If you want to stay updated on the latest developments, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media. Until next time, keep innovating and stay curious.